Live. Good morning, everyone. It is 8:15. Welcome back to the program. And yeah, you thought you were busy this past weekend. Well, we're not going to let you rest anytime soon because we are going to ramp things up again and get it ready for the next weekend.
Absolutely. And we're so honored to talk about Family Promise, an organization we love to highlight here on our program as we continue to talk about great things that are happening here in our community. And we have a couple board members with Family Promise joining us right now. We have Sam Gelb and Sandy Rogers. Thank you both very much for being here this morning. Sandy, we're going to start with you. Okay. Talk about Family Promise and what this program is all about.
We are we're a local community and are a local fund. Yes. We mobilize the community to help homeless families and to achieve stable housing and income through compassionate care, hospitality, and professional support. We were able to house 22 families last year. Wow. 34 adults and 47 children. And we work through we have host congregations who help provide the volunteer hours and provide the meals and everything.
Yeah, I think what you were trying to say is you've created a community based off various congregations that really help out people that find themselves in a situation of being homeless. And it's a sad situation to think that we have as many homeless as we do here in central Iowa, but we have wonderful organizations that step up to make sure they can get to the next level of finding home, finding work, so they can continue on with their lives.
And 92% of our families, once they exited the program, stayed in our aftercare and then stayed in housing for over a year. So we have a good
rapport of what you guys do, the great work that all those volunteers do to make sure those families continue on. And we've heard those positive stories here on our program, but it takes funding. It takes the rest of the community to come together to make sure that we can continue on with this wonderful program. And Sam, you're here to talk about an event we don't want to miss on Friday night.
This is a big time celebration, isn't it?
It is, and with all due respect to your previous guest, regarding the art festival and the Barnstormers, I'm sure they're gonna blow Nebraska out.
Yeah, so obviously.
You can wait for the next Barnstormer game. But,
as it gets more and more into the playoffs.
Yeah, there you go.
Right. But our event is also this coming Friday, the 22nd, from 7 to 9.
Go ahead. Where's it
7 to 9:30 at the Giovanetti Center in Urbandale.
Okay.
The entrance is on Douglas Avenue, just a little bit west of 86th Street.
Okay.
And we will have wine and craft beer, finger sandwiches, shrimp, fruit, vegetables. Those were all supplied by Fairway, Price Chopper, and Hy-Vee. The cost of the event is $50. Okay. But you get all, the food, the drink, and then also the auction. We've got a number of terrific items. A week in a condominium at Lake of the Ozarks. It's a huge condominium. I've been there twice.
Okay. All right, so you have personal experience there, right?
Right. So if you want to be a board member and get involved, you might be able to have an inside track in the future.
All right, so you're campaigning for board members too.
Okay, why not?
Yeah.
But then there's 4 tickets to Iowa Speedway in Newton.
Okay.
Nice.
And I think those are indoor tickets plus parking pass.
A little sweet action there.
Newton Club,
Yep. We've got a $400 pub crawl, a picnic for 8 at the Martha Stewart Green Acres Farm, and a night at the downtown Holiday Inn and breakfast for 2.
Just a little bit of everything.
And a lot of artwork.
Oh, wonderful.
Not to compare to the art festival, but
stuff you can you got to frame it differently, guys. Things you can't find at the art festival are going to be at your place, right?
And I bet you ours are a little more affordable too.
Yeah, there you go. You have a 50-50 raffle going on.
Correct.
And just truly a celebration of the great work that's happening with Family Promise. But we want to make sure everybody knows of that great work, but also can come out for a great evening.
And there'll be a short program that will typically involves one of our past guests that kind of tells how they got into homelessness and what they struggled through, and then also hopefully a pastor from one of the churches that hosts or supports.
I like the story about that you'll take a family in and give them some shelter and give them the ability to reorganize. And then you mentioned that a year later, after they leave your program, they are still thriving.
Yes.
That's got to make you feel great, doesn't it?
It does.
It's not just a one-night stay and saying, here, we helped you out. You really go the distance to make sure these families are taken care of.
Their typical stay is 90 days.
Okay,
And
but
then
but
after
it's
that,
a learning process for
it
them
is,
too.
yes.
It isn't, they're not just hunkering down. They're
Right.
figuring
They're
out what they
figuring out.
need to do in the next step of their life.
Right. Applying for jobs or, education that they need, things like that. So.
Absolutely, and it's one of those situations, as I've learned from past families, we're in that economy time where sometimes you just lose your job and you don't know what the next step is, and you find yourself in a moment of being homeless, and you didn't think you would ever be there, but sometimes
a lot of people are paycheck to paycheck.
Exactly.
So something happens, and
might surprise some people. You might be talking to someone every day of your life. You might be running in and having normal communications, not knowing that they are in that situation.
Well, and the other daunting fact is that how many of these are kids.
Right.
So we want to make sure people out there in our community and those that watching this morning realize that and realize there is a place for them to go and that they will be taken care of, and that's why we want to continue to support them this morning. And make sure you get your tickets for the Family Promise Summer Celebration and Silent Auction. It is coming up this Friday. Okay, Sam, if people want details, they want to get the tickets, where do we go?
Actually, I neglected to include that. You can, not very smart of me. We've got a Facebook page, which will have a link, and then also you can go to our website, which is www.familypromisedm.org.
There you go.
And there'll be a link there to purchase tickets.
Yeah. Wonderful. And this is all made possible by a couple of really big sponsors.
Thank you very much. That's another one I neglected. Salmon's Financial has been a huge sponsor for many years, and they're one of our presenting sponsors, as well as R&R Realty, who's been involved for quite a few years.
Right.
And we've got Salmon's people and R&R. We've always had at least one board member from either of those organizations.
Yeah, great groups, great organizations helping out causes here in the Des Moines area and stepping up and making sure your program continues.
Correct. And also Salmon's, our committee that puts this event on is populated mostly by Salmon's employees.
Really? So they're not only just contributing monetarily, they're contributing with some sweat
with their
equity
time,
too.
and they'll be at the event. They'll help set up. They'll do whatever needs to be done. So it's been terrific.
That is
Wonderful.
awesome.
If we want to pull up that last screen you just had up there for a moment, if you want more details, if you'd like to get involved, because as you said, Sam, you're always looking for some extra hands when it comes to this process as well. So familypromisedm.org, or you can call as well, 515-277-7051. Of course, we'll have all these details on our website as well, weareiowa.com. Thank you both.
Thank you.
For everything that you do with Family Promise. Trust me when I say this is truly an amazing organization that we have here in Central Iowa. So let's keep it going strong by participating in a fun event that's coming up this Friday.
The Family Promise Summer Celebration and Silent Auction Friday starting at 7.
Correct.
Wonderful.
Correct.
Thank you
Luke.
both for
Okay.
joining
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you very much.
We'll continue to talk about great things happening in Central Iowa, so keep it right here. You're watching CW Iowa Live. You're on Channel 23.